Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, our voice of radio. So today we need to have a good look, a brilliant look, a very, very exciting look at a new Pikachu EX deck. It's coming out over in Japan. There's 2 different versions of it, and I am very, very excited about it. And of course, Pikachu EX. Although, right, apparently they revealed this week that the Pikachu is going to be, continuing in the anime. Or different Pikachu, but you know what I mean. And it turns out there are people out there that genuinely thought Pikachu wasn't going to be in the anime moving forward now that Ash is leaving. And it's just like, that makes no sense, ladies and gentlemen. Pikachu is one of the most recognizable mascots in all of media. There was no chance whatsoever they were ever going to drop Pikachu completely from the anime. I am genuinely stunned people thought that. But continuing the We Love Pikachu, Pikachu is Awesome theme, there is a deck coming, there are 2 versions, and I am very, very excited. So, the littler version, the cheaper version, I should say they're actually both coming out on the exact same day. Both of these are dropping on the 24th of March, right around my wedding anniversary, so I know what I want as a present this year. And the littler version is going to be retailing for 1,800 yen, and you can see there you get the deck, and you get a coin, and you get some counters and all of that. That's fine. That's alright. I mean, look, the deck is what we're really excited about here, okay? And this deck is incredibly cool. So 1,800 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region here of around about $13. Not too bad. There is, however, a fancier version releasing on the same day for 3,580 yen, which means you're going from $13 to 26, so basically double. And what you get here is, now that playmat looks amazing, but it has been confirmed it is a paper playmat. For the price, you were never going to get a rubber playmat. That would be ridiculous. But you do get yourself what looks to be a damage counter case and a plush Pikachu deck box with ears. How cool is that, ladies and gentlemen? How cool is that? So yeah, get excited, people. Get excited. Also, the deck box can apparently be purchased on its own for 1,600 yen. And yes, if anybody's doing the maths, that means that you can't just basically buy the deck and the deck box separately, and it's basically the same thing. But we've got a new Pikachu, we've got a new EX. Let's have a gander at what Pikachu EX actually does. Translations here by me. Though I did check with the lovely Antoine Boulet, and I did actually get Shinx a little bit wrong, and I'm a little bit sad about that. But we'll get to that in a minute. Pikachu EX, what we've got rocking on here is 190 HP, which, to be fair, isn't unheard of for basic EXs in this new era, but it's still pretty low. We've got single energy 30 damage, and look, no one's getting excited about single energy 30 damage, but it's things like Sobble. Rapid Strike decks are still out there. They're apparently a little bit better post-rotation. The lovely Ethan Heggie has been telling us that actually Rapid Strike is seeing a bit of play in Japan post-rotation. And we're talking about a 60 HP Pokemon with a weakness to lightning. So in that very specific circumstances, Pikachu could end up getting like cheeky KOs on something like Sobble. But that's about it. And then we've got 2 lightning, 1 colorless energy, 220 damage, flip a coin, if tails, attach all energy from this Pokemon. And I'll tell you what, in terms of energy, this is payable. Because we've got that Electro Generator card, which lets you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put up to 2 basic lightning energy you find from there onto your bench lightning Pokemon in any way that you like. We still do have Flaffy post-rotation, incidentally, but that Electro Generator card is absolutely great for lightning energy acceleration, and it's an item card. So, yeah. Lightning decks, post-rotation, with Scarlet and Violet, they're looking all right, ladies and gentlemen. They are looking all right. So that's good. And then you're doing 220 damage, which is enough to get basic EXs and Pokemon V. So actually what we've got here, and it's a pretty kind of vanilla-y attack, but it's a basic Pokemon. You can get the energy on there pretty easily, and it hits key numbers. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this Pikachu EX is some phenomenal game-breaking card. I'm not going to tell you that for a second. I absolutely am, however, going to tell you that this is pretty cool. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty gosh darn cool. It's easy enough to get the energy on. It hits decent numbers. I kind of like it. I'm giving it between 3 and 4 Wossies. We don't give half Wossies. That would be barbaric. Not arguing it's an amazing card, but I absolutely am arguing that if you really want to make a Pikachu EX deck, it could actually be pretty gosh darned good. And bearing in mind, it's going to work very nicely with Miraidon, because Miraidon lets you search out basic lightning Pokemon, which is pretty gosh darn cool. And bearing in mind that actually it's got the same attack as Miraidon, which is honestly a pretty good attack. And it can be boosted by Regieleki in the same way that Miraidon can. Although at this stage, a bunch of you have probably noticed, and I do think this is something that needs to be mentioned, it's got the same attack as Miraidon, except on a coin flip you lose all your energy, rather than just not being able to attack next turn. But switching in and out is easier than getting all your energy back. And you got 30 less HP, and you don't have the amazing ability, but you do have a borderline useful first attack. I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to be playing Miraidon for the ability. You're probably better off attacking with it. But if you want to attack with this Pikachu, you totally can. What else do we have here? Well, we've got ourselves a Pawmot. Who doesn't love a bit of the old Pawmot here? We're not talking about, again, a game-breaking card, but we've got a Stage 2, 140 HP, which for what it's worth is actually pretty low for a Stage 2. Single Energy 40. I mean, Pikachu did 30 and was a basic. And we got 2 energy, 100 damage, plus 60 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's fine. It's not good, but it's fine. 2 energy, nice and cheap. But on a Stage 2, I want to be doing more. For what it's worth, we do have pre-evolutions here as well. Pawmi is just single energy 20. And Pawmo is single energy 20. Or 2 energy 50. And then 30 to one of your opponent's bench. I do kind of like the fact that the Stage 1 here has literally half of the Stage 2. Both the attacks are exactly the same, but it's exactly half the damage all the way around, which I don't know, I kind of find that quite amusing. So no, I don't think anyone's going to be using that anytime soon. What might actually be the star of this deck is Shinx. Now, unfortunately, I translated this as when you play it from your hand to your bench. It's actually if it's in your active spot. But I will say I was translating it on my phone at my daughter's dance class, so, you know, I was rushing and I need that to be taken into account. Incidentally, it definitely is if it's in the active. I can see that now quite easily. I was rushing. And we had a whole Lucha a little while ago, which is when you played it from your hand to your bench. What does it actually do? Makes your opponent switch their active Pokemon. They get the choice. That's what the whole Lucha from Steam Siege did when you played it from your hand to your bench. But this is once during your turn if it's active. And I kind of love that. Now look, it's got 40 HP, which is absolutely abysmal. And it is a gigantic liability, and I'm not arguing it's not. But I do kind of love here that after a KO or something like that, you can just, you know, switch or retreat into this, or after a KO, just put it active, make your opponent switch, and then retreat or switch into the Pokemon you actually want to attack with. We've all seen cards like Escape Rope can be amazing when played at the right time to force your opponent to switch their active. Either the active is the only one you can't actually KO, so you make them switch. Or even just they've only got one bench Pokemon, so this is just as good as a gusting effect. The 40 HP, yeah, not ideal. But I do like the ability here. The ability is pretty cool. Though I do worry that because of the absolutely abysmal HP, it is actually going to end up seeing no play, and that is going to make me a little bit sad. There are presumably other cards from this deck that do need to be revealed as we go through. But for now, we got a new Pikachu EX, we got a new Pawmot, We got a new Shinx, and the Shinx looks pretty gosh darn cool. And we've got this deck, including the Plush Pikachu Deckbox. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit excited, and dare I suggest you should be a little bit excited too. There is also a promo pack that comes with it, just like we saw from the first run of Starter Decks. I've done an opening on the channel if you want to check that out. And it's got a really cool booster pack with Pikachu on. There's 4 cards you can get from it. The only thing we've actually been shown here is a Rotom that just seems to be a hollow version of an existing Rotom that was in Scarlet and Violet. So it's not terribly exciting now. I'll be honest with you. Hopefully there's something really cool that can come in that promo pack later. For now, we haven't actually seen it, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I wanted to mention it was there because you might have seen it on one of the pictures earlier. I'm not ignoring it. There's just nothing really interesting to say about it right now. Sorry about that. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this, about Pikachu, about the deck, about all of it. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us about Pokemon or anything else, and generally have an awful lot of fun. Oh, and get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Trial Captain Aid, who has been a supporter of ours for a couple of months now and seems to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.